Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the CSSv2 daily scan for Wednesday, February 26, 2014. All right, for today, we have a biggie here. We have a red star on today for home sales, and then EIA petroleum status report at 10:30. Yesterday's announcements, I took a peek at them last night, and they were pretty much in line. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. Okay, and looking at the futures up here over in Asia, mixed close over there. Some up, some down, smartly up and smartly down, but nothing fantastic. Over in Europe, we are looking at also mixed and relatively flat mixed. And of course, Bitcoin has been in the news a lot lately. Let's take a look at what else. Some warning signs from Tesla. It's going to go into the battery business. Case for the bears weakens. Well, of course, as long as the Fed keeps printing money, two things there. You know, the Fed is printing money that banks can borrow it for nothing, but they're not loaning it out to people, so they're buying commodities and they are buying stocks, which is pushing the price of stocks up. We've talked about that before. This is pretty interesting here. If you take a look at this photo of North Korea compared to the rest of the surrounding area, it's just like totally dark. It's really pretty amazing. All right, that's enough blabbing around for right now. Let's take a look at the futures in our country here. The U.S. is looking slightly positive this morning. Gold is down just a tad, and oil is back up above 102. Okay. Yesterday I did get into this FedEx here. Let's take a peek at that on the Analyze tab. I did get into it. I did the short was at 133. I had a $1 spread. I tried to get to 44 cents, I think, on the $1 spread. And on the $2 spread, it only went up to like 72 or something like that. So I was looking for 88 if I was going to, or 85 or so, if I was going to do a $2 spread, because I wanted to double the 44. Or at least try to, and it was just too far away, so I kept with the $1 spread. And so I did two of them to bring me up to $84. So it looks like actually it might have been 82 cents that I got in at. And my risk is 116 to make 84, so that's almost a 1-to-1, pretty darn close to it. So that one is doing pretty well if we were to take a look at it on the charts. And that's what she looks like. Let's just zoom in just a tad more here. And we can see that I got in on this sort of early in the morning because what happened was it took a pretty big digger right away in the morning. And I had to leave at 10 o'clock, so it was, let's see, I have it recorded here what time it was. It was 9:49 in the morning that I entered into it. So I always make these times, you know, my actual entry time so I can reference it. And of course it expires at 4 o'clock on the 28th. So that gives me a correct length of a line here, even if I were to take a look at it on an intraday chart. It would let me know exactly when I got in. And then I mentioned about rolling this FedEX calendar that I have here. Is this the one? Yeah. I rolled that FedEx calendar, so let's take a look at that. 45 days. It wasn't, was it FedEx? Yeah, it was FedEx. All right, so here I bought the calendar on the 21st of January, and if you go back to that time frame on my videos, you'll hear me talk about it. It was a put calendar, figuring that FedEx was going to move down if I were to take a look at it on a chart here. So the calendar was at 120, all right? So let's go back here. I paid 72 cents for it. And then the other day, last week on the 20th, I believe that was a Thursday, I rolled it. So I bought back my short February. I bought it back, and it was 2 cents. And then I sold the March for 55 cents for a credit of 53. So we are currently down only, 19 cents on this? 53, 63, yeah, 19 cents. Take a look at it on the Analyze tab, and it looks a lot like this. So we're currently at a $31 profit. So if I were to sell this, so I just select these two here and then right click and say Analyze Closing the Trade, I would collect 59 cents for it, which would be about a 40-cent profit, which is pretty much sort of what it's telling me here, a $31 profit, where it would be actually a $41 profit, minus, of course, all my transaction costs over the life of this, which would be, let's see, $7.50 for me, because it's $1.25 per contract. So that's where that is right now. I just thought that I would cover that. It's not really a credit spread system version 2 kind of trade, but it is a spread trade of sorts. A calendar is a spread. It's the same thing basically as a credit spread, only it's different months and only it's different months. That's really the only difference. Actually, tell you the truth. All right, we can jump now into the A+ list and see what's going on out there. Alrighty, now I think I'm going to make this a little less intrusive. Let's make it, the width is only 1. Okay, alright. I guess I can live with that. Do I want to fatten this baby up? That width is 2. Let's make it 3. And make it a little bit fatter. There. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll here. First up is Apple. Alright, we have a target set up here, and we're waiting for Apple to come up and grab it. Apple was looking like as though it might be a prospect for getting in long period if you were to buy the stock. Or if you were to maybe do my old 20-80, or 80-20, where you risk 80 to make 20, but you get your strike a lot further away. And that might be a good trade for that down here on the positive side, if you were to do that. Because Apple's strong, but we don't have anything for CSSv2 here. We're waiting for it to come up here and grab this target. Amazon, we are up here in the target area. We have a potential setup. So I'm going to make note of that. So it's going to require a relatively strong move down, because we need the hook here on the stochastic and the hook here on the MACD. And we are in a downtrend, and it definitely has gone through a cycle. So it's in the cycles here. Actually, it's gone through a couple of cycles. and still maintain this downtrend. So this is a good candidate for a bear call. All right, Boeing might be a good candidate for a calendar right about now. Maybe a long-term one that we can roll a couple of times. That's another way to, squeeze another couple dollars out of the market. Let's take a quick look at that and what we might do. I might do maybe a March, May calendar. Pretty close to being at the money. Maybe, let's see, what kind of trend are we in here? We're in, the trend is red. So we would be looking at a put calendar, maybe slightly below. Let's look at the 120. 120 is pretty low. We'll look at 125. It might be kind of expensive. So if we were to take a look at this 125, and we'll want to buy a calendar in March, it's $38 for that one. But we are going to want to have our long out there maybe in May. Okay, so that's $300. And we could roll this. This does have weeklies. Whether it's profitable to roll weeklies or not is questionable. Mainly because they may not have a lot of volume in here. Yeah, the open interest is very low. And, the spreads aren't too bad. How are the weeklies? The current week. It's pretty high. Open interest looks pretty good there. So we might want to start out with a March, May, or maybe a March 1. Yeah, let's try that. For our short, maybe a March 1. Ooh, that's pretty expensive. I don't know if I want to do that. I might probably go back to just this regular March. And then we can roll into April and roll into May, provided, of course, that price kind of hangs around here. And that's what it's going to have to do. And I don't think you can see that there's nothing really exciting going on with Boeing, historically, price-wise. And it's had a really nice run. So there is a good possibility that it's going to continue this downtrend. We could try that strike at 120. Let's try the strike at 120. That's $2.36 and 125, 292. I might stick with that 292. Let's look at this risk profile and how much room we got, how much wiggle room. I don't know. There's not a lot of money in this. We might want to stretch it out to this 120. Yeah, it gives us a much wider tent here. So I'm liking the 120 strike on March, May calendar here. That would be the one that I would probably do. And you risk $236. Looks like I was going to do one back here. And to make 200. But if it moves down, then that means IV is going to increase and the pole here will get longer, which will push the tent up and spread the sides out a little bit more if she continues down. And, I don't know what a roll would look like on this, but I think this is a move that I would be willing to do. All right, let's continue on here. Just some other ideas for you folks out there, and I probably will do this one. Boeing, we're done with them. We beat them to death. Baidu, the trend is not determinable here. I have no idea which way that thing is going. Celgene, same thing. Trying to figure out some direction here. Chipotle, we are still green. This is our paper trade. We actually got the hook here, and so far it's working out. Costco, we have a target set. We're waiting to hit that target. Chevron, looks like we might be coming back up here to test this 50 MA territory here. I'm going to set a target here. Although I am a bit concerned about this MACD not even getting below 0. So in my mind, that's a pretty shaky target. All right, let's go to Igor. Igor is on a tear for sure. So now we're looking down here. And we'll delete this one. So how would this, would this have worked out? Would this one have worked out? No, here we finally got confirmation. We were successful, looking pretty good the next day. See, this is a Friday here. Yeah, probably would not have traded it. Or I could have held it over the weekend. But this would have burned us right here. So that's why I kind of like these trends to be a little bit stronger. Now, this is a nice strong trend here. So we're playing around right at the 50 MA, and that might be another little note you might want to put into your rules, that if you're in a downtrend and you come back up and you test this, or if you're in an uptrend and you come down and you test it, be careful. You know, it's playing around. It tests it, comes down, comes back up and tests it. So, and then it finally breaks through, comes back down, tests again, and then it takes off. So we want these to be kind of far away from here, from the 50. Just as a note you might want to put in your rules, my personal observations. All right, we beat FedEx to death, and we'll just move on to gold. Gold is in a nice uptrend. Now we're looking for a target down here. Google. Didn't give us an entry. IWM. No potential future entries there. LinkedIn. LinkedIn had a nice pop yesterday. See, they came up here and they tested this. They've done it before. They did it here, and they did it here, and now we're coming back up and we're going to test it again. So we're looking for a hook here. We have a setup. And we'll see what happens. And that's for a bear call. MasterCard. Can't determine what's going on here. Don't want to do anything with that. 3M. It's coming up and it looks like it's testing at 50 and it may want to break through, but we're just, we're waiting for a cycle there. This is a pretty weak cycle. From a cycle perspective. Price continues to march, but from a cycle perspective. So let's get up above this 80 and then come back down. So we need to wait for that one. That's going to be a crock pot kind of trade where it has to simmer for a day or a week. All right, Netflix, we did this paper trade here and it is working out well. Priceline. We're looking for a move down here. So it'd be nice if it would give it to us. Russell. We're looking for it to come down here into our target area, SPX. Looking, yeah, we have a new high here, but it's failing a little bit. We need it to break through strongly. We don't want to look at SPY. Tesla, with the battery thing going on here, had a nice move yesterday. Come down to our target and give us an entry, please. And then a paper trade on Visa, which is also working out quite well at this time. All right, a little long today, but we crammed a lot in here, I think. And so I want to thank you very much for watching. We have setups on Amazon and LinkedIn, both for bear calls. And then we have the Boeing calendar that we covered that we may get into today. We'll see how that works out if we get into it, and we'll track that one into the future. All right. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.